Hello, welcome back to Hyperactive Histories. As per usual, I'm Salem.
I'm Phoenix. I can breathe.
You can breathe?
I've committed several felonies recently.
Nice.
Anyway, you want to know about Iceland? Good. Good. You said no, too bad. You're learning anyway. Because we're going to talk about Iceland, and then later we're going to talk about some other stuff. Probably other Nordic countries, and then probably countries that aren't Nordic after that. Okay, cool. Where to start? Where would you like to start? That's not... Okay, well, you see, Iceland was created... Well, actually, okay, Iceland was founded in, 871 CE.
Yeah.
And that is when people were there. Before that, there might have been Scottish monks. I don't know. It depends who you ask.
A lot of sources.
A lot of historians say there were. A lot of them don't. But yeah, basically, there could have been people there. There could have not been. But what really is important is when the Vikings got there. And I do mean Vikings because at this point they were exploring. A lot of people call that entire culture Viking, but that's not true because Viking is only the people who are exploring and conquering. But yeah, the culture was Norse. Anyway, yes. So the Vikings got there in 871 CE. And what did they do? That's right, they created a democracy and the first parliamentary system in the world, called the Thingvellir. And that's spelled with a thorn, in case you were wondering. They still have that system. It's probably changed a lot, but yeah. So that was their government while they were there. And for the first little bit, they kind of struggled to live there because, Iceland is cold.
Yes, it is.
It's far north.
I would have never guessed
they
that.
They had trouble with a lot of stuff. And a lot of their clothing came from... a lot of their clothing came from...
Clothing stores.
No. It came from their livestock.
Same difference.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it came from their livestock, which wasn't exactly sustainable because they had to keep killing their livestock to make more clothing during the winters, which is how you lose your livestock. But eventually they learned how to use the natural geothermic stuff going on to heat their houses, because Iceland is very geologically active, extremely, past all of their volcanoes.
And because of the volcanic system underground,
they have so much water
with the geysers and shit like that.
In Iceland, it's easier for them to take their hot water and cool it than it is for them to cool their already hot water. I mean, than to heat their water.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's easier for them to cool their water than to heat it, whereas basically everywhere else.
I committed third-degree murder.
Okay, anyway.
Oh god, that's gonna fall.
Yes, it is. Anyway.
Balance.
Yeah, so after they figured that out, it was easier. Not really sure where to go from there. That's Iceland.
The history of Iceland in 3 minutes.
No, there's so much more. Because right now, some stuff that's going on is that Iceland is existing.
Volcanoes.
And in their past, they had some very interesting folklore that was probably...
Oh my god, Icelandic folklore is
I love Icelandic folklore and their language.
General.
Okay, fun fact about the Icelandic language. It is very close to Old Norse.
Isn't it almost like an extinct language, too?
Icelandic? It has 350,000 native speakers, which isn't a lot, but considering the fact that they've had less than 1 million total people in their history, including their dead people, that's kind of a lot. Anyway,
I see dead people.
Icelandic, yes, similar to Old Norse. It comes from Old Norse. It's actually part of the Western Old Norse part of the Indo-European language tree, which so is Faroese, so they can kind of understand each other. Relatively communicable, but not too much more than it is Norwegian, which is part of that branch. Norwegian, interestingly, is communicable... What? Okay. What?
This is bound for another deadly eruption. So, Katla, have fun.
Yes, we can talk about that after
I know.
I'm done. No. Yeah, I'm just saying. Okay. So, where was I? Language. Yes, very old. They have interesting things in place to keep it from changing too much because it is old. Also, they don't have trains in Iceland. Anyway, your turn.
Oh, yeah, so I'm currently been on, like, a hyperfixation of volcanoes, and Iceland is very volcanically active, like, really, really active, as, like, there's an eruption happening probably as you're listening to this, and as we're talking about this. I was writing this, but we didn't script this episode.
We probably should have done, because I have so much about Iceland that I'm probably forgetting.
Yeah, we'll probably do a properly scripted episode, because we quite literally just grabbed the mic and said,
time to do this.
yeah. So I'm looking at some volcanoes, and there's one called Katla,
which is also the name of a series
really
on
good.
Netflix.
It's
really
really
good.
We need to actually...
Yeah, we need to
after we
finish
finish
that.
Miracle Workers. But Katla is a really, really good show. I would so recommend it.
Very interesting.
The language is, it's in not Swedish.
Icelandic.
Icelandic, and, no, it mixes Icelandic, Swedish, and English here and there.
There's a tiny bit of Swedish.
Yeah. But it looks like the most recent, a small eruption was in 2011 of a VEI of 1, and which the scale for VEI is from 0 to 8, as you should have known by last episode, because obviously you listen to our episodes in chronological order, and you're a very dedicated listener to our podcast, obviously.
Very, very dedicated. So dedicated that you can find the link to our Patreon below. We don't have a Patreon. We'll get one later.
When we're a little bit bigger. But it looks like it is fairly active, and so it erupts largely in 20 to 90 year intervals. It has not violently erupted for 103 years.
I want to go there now.
So it looks like we're bound for another large eruption. Let's see, what other volcanoes do we have that I can pronounce is the question.
Let me see.
It's a volcanic on the east side of which was formed during an eruption in 1973.
We're not on Wikipedia, I promise.
Eruption happened without warning, causing the island's population about...
I affect you.
Where is that? It's New Zealand. Never mind.
Yeah.
I love that I remembered that the second I pressed enter. We could do an episode on that.
On peut?
White Island?
No, I know. Yeah, we could.
It's very tragic. The progress of lava into the harbor was slowed by manual spraying of seawater. 1 person died.
I just remembered something. Reykjavik. That means smoky port. Fun fact.
Yep.
Icelandic is an interesting language. I'd learn it, but I'd never use it, and I wouldn't. It would be very difficult for me.
Yeah, no. Iceland is very volcanically active.
Active. Gizmodo.
Many minor could cascade into a global catastrophe.
Oh, Iceland. Okay, literally, people, if you think that Iceland and Greenland need to switch names, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, and I will find you and strangle you.
Yeah, literally, that annoys me when people are like, they should switch names. There is a reason they're named like that.
Yeah. And, like, y'all know that, like, they experience seasons too, right?
Sheesh.
Like, Iceland isn't green year-round. They have winter. They have... I'd say that they have spring, but I'm not really sure if that's true. They just have winter and summer.
It was a big naming prank. Not a prank, per se, but, like... It was a war move, kinda.
Yeah. And, like, freaking... It doesn't matter. Just leave them alone. That's dumb. Also, a lot of people that argue that have really reductionary arguments. But anyway.
Oh, dear. So, basically, as we're looking, I'm doing some research about, volcanoes in Iceland. Because, again, Iceland is insanely volcanically active. As Science Daily says right now is that, these may cause a giant eruption.
Oh. Last time there was a major eruption. There's currently an eruption right now in Iceland, because of course there is. It's very cool. And you can go look at it if you're in Iceland.
It's effusive, though. It's an effusive eruption.
Yeah.
This
But there was one a few years ago that grounded all flights in Europe.
there's a risk for a big one because of the amount of effusive ones.
Fun.
So that's not good. Oh yeah, I feel like the next century is not just volcanically active, but natural disasters.
Or meteors.
It's just not gonna be good.
This ain't it, sis.
Satan.
Satan. Oh my gosh, you're right. I'll put that audio in here.
Somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Here.
Satan.
Yeah, cool. Volcanoes. Yeah, let's see what else we have. Nordic culture. Minor volcano. Yeah, this is just all of these saying that these are about to cause not good things.
So yeah, if you were hoping for Icelandic volcano explosion, good job. I mean, good. Here you go.
Happy holiday.
Yeah, if you weren't hoping for that,
Cope.
cope.
Cope. I don't know where else to go from here.
Honestly, yeah. Ooh, okay, I need to stop saying fun fact.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
I killed your mom.
Oh, that's not a fun fact. That's something they been know. Anyway, Iceland has a cat that'll come and eat your children if they don't have new clothes at Yule time. And that might not sound fun, because you're thinking, wow, that's really classist. What if I can't afford new clothes? Well, don't even worry about it. Because, like, rich kids and older siblings are encouraged to give away clothes that they no longer use to people. And this actually started as a way, like Santa, like as a way to get kids to be good, because clothes were often a reward at New Year's for kids being good and doing their chores.
Right.
And it is a giant cat that is the size of a house, and it's called the julekatter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or julekatter. Depends on. Anyway, we stand.
Iceland positive.
Iceland positive. I want a house-sized cat.
Do you?
Yes.
I think people misinterpret when they say, oh yeah, I want a house cat. Not a cat that comes inside. A cat the size of the house.
Exactly. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, Iceland positive.
We're probably gonna do
We'll do a proper episode.
We'll do a proper
in the future.
episode later.
But yeah, that is the
That's an incomplete thing about Iceland.
Yeah, we'll do a proper episode where we actually research. Good day, don't fall in unless you want to, or maybe I'll push you in. Teehee.
Okay, fall in Iceland. Bye.
Bye bye.